Pro fans, this past Saturday, February the 6th, was our first show under the AIWF banner. We started the night off with LT Falk, the second generation star, taking on the man from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Roxo. Now, LT caught Roxo with a small package, rolled him up for the 1-2-3. LT Falk won that match. Next match, Miss Rachel taking on Asia Super Pereira. Asia Super Pereira was getting pretty much beat down most of the match, but then she was starting to fight back. She hit Miss Rachel with a crossbody off the second rope, pinned her 1-2-3, and picked up the win. Next match, Super Destroyer, the man from Parts Unknown, took on Carnage. Now this was a back and forth match. Both these guys well over 6 foot tall, big jacked up guys. Carnage able to pick up the victory with a big leg drop. Now the next match, we had two of our smaller guys. We had Cal Redmond on one side and Little Mexico. And the Anarchy Kid, he was able to reverse a move that Little Mexico tried to jump off the top rope. Cal Redmond reversed, hit the cow cutter, pinned him 1-2-3. Our next match of the night pitted the Monsters of Mayhem, Tim Jernigan and Hammerjack, the former NWA Southern Tag Team Champions, taking on the Tennessee All-Pro Tag Team Champions, PGA, David Edwards III and Kilauea, with their manager/caddy, Taylor Hobbs. Now, Monsters pretty much dominated most of the match, and PGA didn't like the way things were going. They reached outside, got the caddy to hand them a golf club, and they whacked the Monsters, and Monsters won by disqualification. Now the next match, the Axis of Arrogance. This night was classic Kevin James Weatherby, PS 911, and Ron Davis, handsome Ron Davis, making his return to Tennessee All-Pro Wrestling. And they were able to pick up the victory against Brent Powers and the Real Freaks, Draven Lee and Robert Z. Real. Now the fans were saying that AOA somehow used the walking boot that Kevin James Weatherby had. All I can say is I read the note 2 weeks ago. He had clearance from a doctor. He's supposed to wear the walking boot because he has a broken bone in his foot. But the fans are saying that they did something and he took it off and somebody got hit with it. I don't know. I didn't see. I was busy watching the referee. But either way, AOA came out with a victory last week. This brings us to our main event of the evening. They had talked it out earlier in the night, and Gregory came out and said he was taking the night off. He said he because he's the champ, he can take a night off whenever he wants, and he decided he won't take the night off. Well, Corey Prince didn't like that because he was supposed to have a match to where if he won, he would get a shot at the title next week. Well, Corey called him out. He said, "How about this?" He said, "I've got a challenge for you." He's like, "How about you put your title on the line tonight?" He's like, "If I win, I become champ. If I lose, I'm done with Tennessee All-Pro forever." Now, at this point, the rest of the members of Axis came out. They jumped him, left him laying in the ring, and evidently Gregory took the match. So later on, when we had our main event, it was the Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Champion, Gregory McDaniel, on one side, and the challenger, Corey Prince. Now, Corey was able to pick up the victory. He is the new Tennessee All-Pro Southern Heavyweight Champion. Now, this didn't sit too well with former champ Gregory McDaniel. He jumped him after the match. He beat him down. He used his fork. He kept stabbing him in the forehead. He was left a bloody mess. And Gregory picks him up, gives him a pile driver. Dwayne Sherrill tries to reprimand him. He goes, "All right." Picks him up one more time, another pile driver. Now we're going to try to, later this week, have a medical update to let you know how things are going, to let you know how the champ is doing. But until then, this Saturday, February the 13th, is going to be St. Valentine's Day Massacre. It's going to be a night filled with violence. There's going to be blood, gore, violence. It's going to be a massacre. we're going to have the main event of the evening, a 6-man tag hair versus hair match. On one side of the ring, we're going to have Brent Powers. We're going to have Draven Lee. We're going to have Robert Z. Real. They're going to be taking on the Axis of Arrogance. They're going to be taking on Classic Kevin James Weatherby. They're going to be taking on PS 911. They're going to be taking on Handsome Ron Davis. Now, whoever loses this match, sorry boys, you're going to be losing your hair after that. Also, we're going to have a fans lumberjack strap match. On one side, we're going to have the Tennessee All-Pro Tag Team Champions, the PGA, Kilauea, David Edwards III with their manager / caddy Taylor Hobbs at ringside to take on Little Mexico and making his return, Red Curtis. So Red Curtis and Mexico are going to take on PGA in a fans lumberjack strap match to where fans, you can buy you a ticket at the door. 1 ticket for $1, 6 tickets for $5. You may be one of the lucky ones that gets to hold that strap in your hand to where, I don't know, if Kilauea was to come out or DE3. Now remember, a few weeks ago they said that they have so much money that they could buy your house and put you on the street. Now how does that make you feel? Makes you want to take a strap to them, don't it? So when you come in the door, be sure to buy your tickets, 1 for $1 or 6 for $5 to have a chance to try to beat some of the money out of their pockets. Now, we're going to have a dog collar match pitting the monster Tim Jernigan against the Super Destroyer. Now, I don't know how it's going to be when a monster takes on a destroyer when they're linked by the throat with a chain. All I know is you got to pay your $6 out to come out this Saturday to see who comes out dominant in this match. Also, something special for the fans. We're going to have a fans bring the weapons match. On one side, we're going to have Carnage, the big man that picked up a victory last week against the Super Destroyer, against one of the members of the Assassins of Souls, Mr. Psycho Medic. Now, all I can say is the weapons you bring, please don't bring knives, don't bring guns. You can bring nunchucks if you want to. You can bring anything. If you wanted to bring an old Nintendo that you got sitting in your basement, bring that. If you want to bring a model airplane, if you want to bring a cheese grater, if you want to bring, I don't know, maybe a baseball bat, just be creative. Bring something for these guys to use, because that might be your little 15 minutes of fame right there. They may call you out on it, thanking you for bringing the weapon that they used to pick up the victory in this match. Now, just remember, this Saturday, February 13th, is going to be St. Valentine's Day Massacre. It's going to be a massacre. Just like I always say, doors open at 7, bell time at 8. It's at 5542 Manchester Highway in the Victory Center. It's Tennessee All-Pro Wrestling. Be there.